Hey, good morning everybody. Thank you for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to cover the pro level of the City Park 9-hole cup. Good round here on pro. I've already put out a hole 7 breakdown. Hopefully you're able to catch that. And of course, hole 7 will be in here as well, as long as with the first 9 holes. I hope you love City Park as much as I do, and hopefully you catch the sarcasm there. But let's go ahead and just start hopping right into the replays. Overall, a good round, though. Hole number 1, we're going to play this one 10% at mid. And the thing here is you're going to see a common theme on these replays, starting on a hole number 1. And I think you're going to catch my drift here in just a second. But 10% at mid, and here's what we need to look for. Here's what we're trying to look for. We're just trying to find this spot right here where the ball guideline becomes stable when we move our target around. So you're going to notice I go with 3.5 back. And I have a sliver, a side spin to the right. And I want you to notice my offset position here. It's hard to do on this hole. Okay. Let me try to get a good angle. Here we go. Ball guideline past the pin, but the ball guideline to the right of the pin. You see how the end of my ball guideline is in that dark green row there? And I would say it's kind of favoring the left-hand side of the dark green row. Now this is with 6.3 mile per hour. Again, I do pull 10% at mid. Now this is a perfect ball, so we can learn from this, which is really nice. And you see this right here? You're going to see this a few times throughout the video, but we just barely miss this one to the left-hand side. So I think we need to move our target over a smidge to the right-hand side. Now, let's say you get hit with 7.5 mile per hour wind. You would want to offset even more to the right-hand side. So hopefully that makes sense. Hole number 1, tough one to pick up a hole-in-one on, but you can see we're extremely close. And I do believe that quite a few of you are going to land that one just by making a very, very minor adjustment. Heading on to everybody's favorite hole in Golf Clash, hole number 2. At least we are getting tailwind, which is nice. So we're going to take a Titan ball here. We're going to go with 3 top, 2 left. Now, you might ask why we're not using more topspin. It's just because we don't want to catch the crazy roll that this fairway has. Which I did on my other account. I only used 4 bars of topspin, and I went flying into the sand with the exact same shot. You noticed here a little bit of curl to the left. So ultimately this was good, but you can definitely catch a really nasty roll here, and I think you've all probably experienced it if you've been playing this game for a long time. Now, I'm in the middle of the fairway, which is nice. I would like to get a few more yards. Typically, we like to get in the 350s to 360 range because that will leave us with a very good sniper shot to drop an eagle. Just like we picked up the eagle today on rookie, we can do the same type of shot in pro. Here, I didn't get those extra yards, so I am at max distance of my sniper, and I have to use some topspin to get to the pin. We don't really ever like that on this hole. So if you're not confident in your ability on the hole number 2, I would definitely suggest that you play this shot with a big dog or a cataclysm, okay? That's going to be your best case scenario. If you want to try to punch in an eagle with the sniper, you do need to get a few more yards on the drive. But you can see here, no harm, no foul. We're easily making it onto the fringe right here by the green, and we're good to go on hole number 2. All right, hole number 3, I'm going to show you a few different things here that you can do. So the first thing is we're getting headwind. So we're going to use this Kingmaker. And you're going to notice here I go 5 bars at top with 1 bar of side spin to the right. And I back my target up to the +4 yard mark so that I can properly pull my rings and adjust my shot properly. All right. Easy here, perfect ball. This is nothing special, but you're going to notice we catch a really nice part of the fairway and we leave ourselves enough room between the fairway and the rough to be safe. The reason that we like that is because it sets us up for shot number 2. Again, we're going to get, back-to-back-to-back headwind on this hole. So shot number 2, we're going to be using a big dog or a cataclysm, whatever you're comfortable with. And really, we just want to punch this thing up. the fairway over there in front of the sand or to the right of the sand. Here, really no reason to adjust for the rings. We're almost getting, exact headwind. So we're able to just really point and shoot. Even a great ball to the right here was okay. As you can see here, we land on the fairway. Now, that's going to bring us in for this shot. And I'm going to show you two different ways to play this one, okay? There's a funnel here, and there's a funnel on the left-hand side. This one I don't like as much because it's not as consistent. The ball can come in really hot. But you'll notice that we do have the ball guideline here going to the pin. We are favoring the left-hand side of the cup. We're going to push this 10% at mid. This is a perfect ball. And this thing rolls nicely into the cup for the eagle, okay? Now onto this shot. And don't judge me on this shot, okay? Because I really screwed up. I want you to notice here, we need to play this shot minus 20%. Notice my exclamation points. Today I made a very, very stupid mistake. And I actually played this one at 20% elevation. I didn't play it at minus 20. I hit the wrong button on the app. So, what's going to happen here is I'm going to overpull, which means I'm going to pull up onto the green higher than I should. So I'm going to miss this rough and hit the green and bounce out into the other rough. But here I'm just showing you how to play the funnel. You always use a little bit of top spin combined with a little bit of left side spin, yellow ring at the rough line, and that's what your ball guideline should look like right there, okay? From here, this is a minus 20% pull. For me, I'm at minimum distance. You would need to check your own and see where you're at, okay? All right, hole number 4, we're going to play 10% at mid. We do pick up a hole-in-one here, which is really nice. 10% at mid is also 1-to-1 on your sniper. So 5.5 miles per hour like I have is going to be 5.5 rings. Notice here about 1.7 bars of left, 1.1, 1.2 of back, somewhere in that zone. Here we need to aim below the pin. The way this green pushes is we're going to miss pin high if we set it up to the hole. This is not the easiest hole-in-one to pick up. I want you to notice here we're playing dangerously close to the fringe line. We're not leaving ourselves with a lot of rough to hit, but this is the best way to pick it up. Obviously, if you're not comfortable with this shot, I would recommend that you take a guardian to this hole, and you can play a backspin shot to hole, but play it more down center, okay? So instead of playing way over here to the right-hand side, you'd be aiming straight at the hole with a guardian. Leaves you for a really easy shot and definitely a safe birdie. Again, 5.5 rings here. Perfect ball. We hit the rough, no problem. And you're going to see here that we dropped this at the top of the cup, all right? So that's going to be hard to duplicate because you'll notice there that I was aiming well below the pin, but still almost missed it pin high. But we did get it to drop in. So some of you will get it, some of you won't. We may need to aim a little bit lower than that. But then it's going to make a really crazy looking ball guideline, which I think will be okay. But, I'm not positive, obviously, because I made it. So, but there's a hole-in-one for hole number 4. Hole number 5, this one's irritating because, we should have dropped this one here. 10% at max with the rock. We're going to go full side spin to the, well, no, we're not. My fault. We're going to go with probably 2 bars of side spin to the left. Yeah, so let's take a look at the spin here. That's my fault. 4 top, 1.9 left. Anytime I do that 1.9 stuff on a drive, it's probably I meant to do 2, but that's just how it worked out. Here you're going to see I put my rock at the +8. I'm just looking for the end of that ball guideline to flatten out, to kind of just, so you see how it's like that, and then it goes like that. That's what I want. I don't want the ball to roll too far. 10% here at max. That's 5.1 rings. And you're going to see here we're using almost half a ball of curl, but not quite to the left. Perfect ball. This thing is really nicely on the fairway. We just want it to sit like that. All we want to do is take shot number 2 here with a thorn, all right? Now, later on in the tournament, well, in the final round, we might take a rough bump shot with a runner, So just keep that in mind. I don't really play it though on headwind like this. But here we're very close. 2 bars of backspin, ball guideline going through the hole. Always remember with your thorn, when you use backspin, the ball guideline has to go through the pin. So you can see here I am aiming dead center of the hole. Here we make our ring adjustment, pulling over the bullseye. Take a normal shot, perfect ball. You know, and almost like hole number 1, I mean, we come so close to a drop there. The only thing that I could tell you really is to go ahead and offset this one to the right. Go ahead and keep the ball guideline nice and tight through the pin, but favor the right-hand side of the cup, and that one should drop in there for an eagle. Takes us on the hole number 6. Hole number 6, you know, most people are going to drive to the left-hand side, you know, which we'll do later on in the tournament if we get crosswind or headwind. But when we get a wind like this, we got to let this baby rip, all right? We want to get ourselves into a really nice albatross range. If you play from the left-hand side, you're going to have to bring your big dog or your cataclysm more than likely, and that's going to be a lot harder to hit an alba. But here, we're going full top spin. As you can see, extra mile 9, I'm only using a little bit of overpower. Extra mile 8s and 7s, you know, you're going to have to use a little bit more OP. But you can see here, I went with baby overpower. And, I mean, we have a mile to work with. So, you know, I really think as long as you hit that perfect ball, you're going to be really good. Leaving us here for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I want you to try 20% at max. The reason that I say try is because the shot that you're seeing me hit here is being played 10% at max, all right? Now, you may be in sniper range depending on your drive, or you may be in grizzly range like I am here. Either way, I think it's going to play the same. We're just looking to see how the ball reacts once it hits that green, okay? That's what we're really looking to see here. Again, this shot is 10%. You notice the offset right there? 10% at max, of course. It's not going to be max distance more than likely if you're playing with a sniper, so always bear that in mind. Check the own distance of your club where you're at. This here was, I think it was like 9.8, 9.9 rings, something like that. I tried the pull. But we're going to miss to the left-hand side, you know, by about 3/4 of a green square, which is why I want you to add 10% elevation to that shot. That's going to make you pull more rings to the right. All right, hole number 7, I'm not going to spend a ton of time. I'm going to show it to you twice. If you want a more complete breakdown of how this hole works, check out my other video. It's already up and loaded, okay? But we're going to be playing this one 10% elevation at at medium distance of our club with a Guardian. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go as much backspin as possible combined with exactly 1 bar of left side spin. Navigator ball. Don't use anything else. Your aim spot is going to be right here. Right there. So I want you to notice here where I'm set up at. My second bounce is in the corner of that light green square, very high up on the green. So you're going to notice there, you know, you might want to have this up on a separate device when you come to take your shot. Like me, for example, I have my iPhone and iPad. If I get a good shot like this, you know, I take a screenshot of it and then I have it on my iPhone. So that way when I play my other account, I have a frame of reference to look at. You know, hopefully that makes sense. But regardless, this is your aim point right here. And what we need to do is we need to slightly favor an 11:59 pull angle. All right, if you don't know what a pull angle is, or you need a bigger breakdown on that, please watch my other video that I have on this hole. Perfect ball, dead center, okay? Here's my other account. Just a slightly different wind angle here, but all we're looking for is that setup point, okay? We're playing up high on the green, that second bounce right there in the corner of that light green square. You see that? And I zoom in even better here so you can really get a good look at it right there. Same thing, 11:59 pull angle, slight 11:59. Okay, we're not doing a hard. If anything, All we want to do is just eliminate the north to north right. We only want north or north to north left. If you don't do the 1159 pull, you're more than likely going to miss this on the bottom part of the pin, just barely. But when you use that pull angle, you come in dead center, most of the time. Now, does this mean that 100% of people who have the exact same setup are going to drop it? No, unfortunately, the game's not that easy, but a vast majority of you will hit this hole-in-one as long as you properly set up that shot. All right, hole number 8. This one's a little weird, but it's no big deal. It's a katana, 6 top, 3 left. Here, I'm going 10% at max. The best advice I can give you on this drive, although it's an easy drive, always leave yourself a little bit of room for a great left. So notice half of my orange ring is on the rough, half is on the fairway. That's going to account for if we accidentally hit a slight great left, but we don't. We hit a perfect ball, half a ball of curl to the left, and this thing comes up the fairway very nicely, leaving us here for shot number 2. One thing that can happen on shot number 2 is depending on how far you get on your drive, you could get caught in between clubs. And the reason I know that is because it happened to me on my other account. So I had to take the shot with a Grizzly. But regardless here, we're going with a little bit of backspin. What's that, about 2 bars of backspin? Here, I'm trying to offset this one to the left-hand side of the cup, thinking that the wind would push me back to the right. So you see my ball guide line is not in the cup at all. It's on the left-hand side. We make our adjustment. And weirdly enough, this one misses way left. So we could play this shot uphill at like minus 10%. You could tweak around with the landing spot, but that one, that's not a good shot, at the end of the day. And unfortunately, my other one was a Grizzly, and I hit it great. So, hole number 8, easy birdie, but kind of stinks there that we didn't get a better chance to dial in the eagle. Hole number 9, please become a subscriber if you're not one. Please share my channel with your clan and take a moment there to hit the thumbs up. Here, 10% at max. This is about 3/4 of a ball of curl to the right. You don't want to over curl this shot because you could clip the rough. You would probably still roll out, but you do want this type of distance on your drive, which is going to leave us for a very nice albatross opportunity on the second shot. Now, unfortunately, I made some very stupid mistakes in this on this pro round. Even though I shot a minus 13, I'm fine. But, like the second hole, or hole number 3, where I accidentally adjusted 20% instead of minus 20. Here I do the same thing. I over adjust. This hole needs to be played minus 10% at mid. Again, this shot needs to be played uphill, minus 10% at mid. You're going to notice here I pull 5.3 rings. I over pulled it. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot to change the settings in my app again. So I don't know what my problem is today. But just a couple mental mistakes. I guess we all make them as part of the game. But, I think I actually pulled this one 5.5 rings. And I should have probably only pulled it 5. So, you're going to see me miss this one here by a mile to the right-hand side, it feels like. But, again, you need to play that minus 10%. I should have pulled it 5 rings. I pulled it 5.5. I hope you all have a great day. Let me know how you do in the comments below. Thanks for watching.